Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, please continue to pray for me by singing along with me, gesturing at your screen, and smashing the dislike button. I've got 5 main things that need some prayer. Let's start from the most important. Um, I'm going to be teaching out of a different campus next semester, and so I've already visited it's a community college twice, and I've got good vibes out of it. You see, when I first went there, my first concern was the environment of the campus. I know it sounds weird, but I've had campuses where the vibe just wasn't right. So, for example, even something as simple as the situation in the break rooms. I'll get to that in a second. There's a big reason why that could be a big problem, along with just the general chemistry of the people. You know, I don't know how I do this, but a lot of times when I see somebody, in my mind, I can already sense future conflict. And so I was trying to make sure that I wouldn't run into that. I'll get to that in a second. There's one aspect, and that's the other thing I want you guys to pray for. But I'll get to that in a second. All right, number one is the new job, the new environment there, the new people there. Number two, I've been dating a distant cousin of Eve Curry, and we have a good time every time we're together, but unfortunately, finding time to be together has been really tricky. We work very opposite hours, and oftentimes there's other issues going on. She still lives with her mother, a single mother to that, and I got other things going on too. I often don't have a good place to invite her over. I live with roommates, and I'm just about to move again. So, pray that we just find time together. Had it not been for time constraints, I think we would have gone a lot. We would have been a lot further by now. In terms of a relationship, there's a few other girls that I don't necessarily have any sort of relationship material, but I want you guys to pray for. I met a girl when I was at Taiwan, and I don't think she's ready for any sort of relationship, but I do want to network with her because I do hope to eventually move to Taiwan, as it's one of my options. Let's put it that way. And so I recently, well, sometimes weird things happen that really expose people for who they are, right? So last year, or actually a little bit over a year ago, I had made a move on a girl and didn't go anywhere. But then earlier this year, Trump imposed the tariffs, and as a result, I work with bismuth with my art, as you guys have seen. I have about 3 tons of bismuth, and all of a sudden the price of bismuth shoots up. And all of a sudden, the girl's fascinated by that. One day she just out of the blue texts me and says, "I heard your bismuth's worth a fortune now." And I said, "Yeah, it is. I guess you're a bismuth digger then." And she thought it would. She was insulted at first, but then she laughed at it. And you know what? I thought about it more. Yeah, I do have to be cautious around her, but at the same time, the fact that she would remember something after ghosting me for a year and a half, right? After all, I don't always remember what people work with in their hobbies, right? Anyways, so it was nice to reconnect over that, and it looks like the tariffs are ending anyway. And then the distant cousin of Eve Curry, she's been so busy and often showing up late, and it made me want. One day while I was waiting for her, I lost my patience, and I went online to do some research about Mary Curry's actual family, and I discovered that her granddaughter Helene is still alive, and so she still has a university email address, and so out of curiosity, I decided to email her, and I elaborated on a chemistry experiment that I had done one time. I had extracted some radioisotopes from household dust, and it just fascinated her, and we're still talking. And so my coworker thinks that because she's elderly, she may be misremembering me, especially because I was talking about chemistry experiments. She may be misremembering me as somebody that she worked with, or her ex-husband, or any number of people. And, but, can you imagine if we got together and inherited her status, right? As like I don't know. So I ran into a bismuth digger, but now I'm a polonium digger because I have tried to inherit their family fortunes and that big thing I want you guys to pray for. And this one time on this is that I continue to struggle with a binge eating disorder. Now, people say, Peter, you're not, binge eating the time. Well, here's the so much I would be at risk of obesity or diabetes or heart disease or any number of physical health problems that can come with eating a large volume. I'm probably not at high risk of that. What I am at high risk of is the food cravings coming at me at all pigeonhole your actions and my ability to network with people and to resolve conflict and so and all of that. Here's